Our final speaker of the day is architect Andy Rahman. Andy Rahman is an alumni of Architecture ITS Surabaya class of 2000. He had aspired from the start to become a professional architect. As a pioneer and a principal architect, Andy Rahman Architect, which was founded in 2006, Rahman has been a long-time architect who is influential in the world of Indonesian architecture. His works have been published both in national and international media. Andy Rahman is also actively participating in various architectural events and exhibitions, such as Indonesian Architects Week in Tokyo in 2011 and Indonesian Public Architecture Exhibition 2012 in Den Haag, Netherlands. In 2012, he was a nominee at the Architizer A+ Awards, World Level Architecture Award. Then in 2013, he was a finalist at the Lombok event entitled Lombok International Bamboo Festival, which was attended by participants from various countries. One of his works, entitled Biophilic Boarding House, has also been nominated for several international awards, including as a finalist for the World Architecture Festival in 2016 in Berlin, and the finalist of Arc Daily's Building of the Year 2017. The work was also exhibited in Seoul, Korea, in the Indonesian Architects Week at Seoul 2017. And recently, Andy Rahman Architects Office was also the finalist for Arc Daily's Building of the Year 2018 for the office category. The architecture of Andy Rahman Architect always gives two messages. First message is the spirit to restore the archipelago carpentry architecture, and the second is the spirit to update the archipelago architecture. The two spirit aims to restore the identity of architecture, contextual architecture that is in accordance with the culture and values of the archipelago. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, architect Andy Rahman.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First time I to say thanks to Mr. Muhammad Arif Changesi, President Institute of Architects Pakistan, Mr. Ramis Baik, Chairman IAP Karachi chapter, and Bisma Sami Askari, Convener IAPEX 2020 IAP Karachi chapter. Thank you for inviting me to be a speaker at this event representing Indonesia. Today I will talk about one thing, about brick. Bricks is the first material in the world in architecture. When its making process gets intervened by human. And bricks involve 5 elements in its making process. So soil, water, wood, fire, and air. My studio is established in 2006, and our architecture always gives 2 messages. The first message is the spirit to restore the archipelago's craftsmanship architecture, and the second is the spirit to modernize the archipelago architecture. And today I want to share the story behind our local material that inspires me and gives big impact on our design. Red brick. In Indonesian language, red brick, the name is bata or boto. This is Indonesia, an archipelago country in Southeast Asia, tropical. And those are some of architecture Nusantara that spread all over Indonesian archipelago. This diversity architecture was created because of different contexts of its location, community, and its own local material, such as wood, bamboo, stone, and brick. And so why I chose red brick or bata. I started from my childhood memories when I saw many houses of my neighborhood that couldn't be finished because of limited budget. It exposed by the red brick without any coating layer. It created the unfinished look, but it was literally unfinished. And these pictures show the unfinished one. In 1980 until 1990, this kind of unfinished building is so common in Indonesia, especially in East Java. That's why I'm so familiar with red brick. That's inspiring me to increase the value of that red brick. Even it is cheap and common material, but we should show that we have great sense of brick craftsmanship since a long time ago. This is what we know about the prehistoric to history of the brick. 800 years ago, the brick was used in Neolithic period, and after that, the wooden box shape was discovered. As you can see, even in ancient Egypt, they can make brick in unusual shape. Mohenjo-daro Harappa, one of the great brick histories in this land. This heritage architecture shows us how brick had been used to build advanced cities with the adequate public facilities. And we found out that in this era, the kiln technique has been discovered. And this is what I amazed more about ancient Pakistan architecture. It shows me how ingenuity of the craftsmanship it is. It's getting interesting because we all have the histories and character of our local brick. Now I'll share about our brick research in Indonesia, especially in Java, where my office is located. This is a location of some heritage architectures from Majapahit Kingdom era around 14th centuries. This is the capital location, Trowulan, in Mojokerto, East Java. There are dozens of temples that can be found here, including Brahu Temple, Tikus Temple, Ringin Lawang Temple, etc. All of these temples were made from brick since 14th century and still exist until now. That's why we have the spirit to learn more about how to conserve the material, locality, and craftsmanship. The technique has been going on for generations to the brick industry in Trowulan, Mojokerto, which maintains good character and quality of materials. After we look over the tectonics details, we are wondering how they arrange that ancient brick without any cement on it. Please play the video. I have visited to some temples in Indonesia for research how our ancient built the temple with bricks without cement. And this is the answer. It's called Kosot Bata. Nunggu agak kering nanti kita angkat. Jadi setelah beberapa detik saja pada Kosot Bata is technique or rubbing bricks. A technique of rubbing two bricks by giving them water, then left to dry. Brick powder and water react to the natural adhesives. After drying, one brick with another brick will stick, and this is strong. So in those days, our craftsmen built these temples without cement. Because it didn't use cement, the brick structure could be tight without gaps. And I tried to come and witness the production red brick home industry. These bricks becomes the DNA to our project. These are our works after 2014, when I start to explore about the materials and craftsmanship of Nusantara architecture. And I will share about our last project, Omah Boto or brick house. Omah Boto is located in Sidoarjo, and in our analysis, I found some interesting. The project location is close to Pari Temple and Sumur Temple, which has very interesting tectonics brick. These temples are located nearby and were built in the 14th century. It is 4 kilometers from Omah Boto and the temples. This is Pari Temples and Sumur Temples, which were built 700 years ago. Even so, the techniques of tension and the tectonic detail are very sophisticated. This temple was uplifting my spirit to work more about the brick craftsmanship in Omah Boto project. Regarding this brick, we can see that Omah Boto, Pari Temple, and Sumur Temple and Trowulan were in line, just 20 kilometers from the site. This is the floor plan of Omah Boto. The room arrangement based on the Javanese house. We tried to vertically translate the connection between space with consideration of wider communal space, more open and accessible from lower level, followed by semi-private and on the second floor, and private rooms on the third floor. We know that sharing activity is the Javanese philosophy. And this skin building was transformed from Javanese house wall. It's called gedek or woven bamboo, and implement to the brick. This is the genesis of how Omah Boto was made. Local red brick become the DNA of the whole house. The module of a brick determines all of these house elements' dimensions, even the doors, windows, height of space, fence, and others. This is the reason why it's called Omah Boto or brick house. We use MRH brick, this local brick that named by a nickname of machine brick producer wife. The name is Mufaroka. So this MR8 have story too. These are the 13 bricks tectonics applied in Omah Boto that inspired by Pari Temple and Sumur Temple. This is the detailed drawing given to the craftsman to help the arrangement process, how we communicate with the craftsmen. They will understand the picture easily by looking colored code like this. This is it, we give the name decoding. And this is the result. The tectonics concept and craftsman's brilliance can bring architects and client dream come true. Exposed brick originality creates a new, unique view from each side of wall, ceiling, and floor. If we take a look at the key plan, this is where the 13 tectonics were applied in Omah Boto. The uniqueness of bricks arrangement also embody some of Indonesia's batik pattern. This is the owner desires to make his house have strong Indonesian character. So we added all the elements to support the Javanese architecture's character. It is gebyok door, the Javanese curved wooden door, as the main door of the house. It was able to let wind and light get into the house. Along the process on site, all knowledge is reciprocal. When the craftsmen meet some difficulties, they can communicate to the expert, and they can also give feedbacks and ideas that are more efficient about the installation process. This is what ingenuity of craftsmanship is. Modern craftsmen with local material in the modern techniques, with a collaborative of architect and craftsmen. This is the brick wall making process. Craftsmen read and never let the drawing codes. They try to understand and apply it along the brick process installation. According to them, this brick ceiling application is having the most complexity. It is only applied in musola or praying room. You can imagine how they organize the bricks with lock and precision above them. And this is the Omah Boto. That's represent of the woven bamboo or gedek, but it's from brick. This house, which has been built of 50,000 bricks, and I give the black number code based on the 13 types of brick tectonics in this house. The front fence of the main entrance, these tectonics will form shadow when 9 a.m., greeted by an encounter of the vertical garden and natural materials and hollowed bricks that went up to the terrace. It makes a shady and nice ambience when arrive at homes. This is the ethnic terrace on the second floor, relaxing in the modern Javanese ambience. Playful tectonics becomes a background as the sign of different activity zones. From another angle, it was shown the playful combination between bricks, wood, woven bamboos, old tiles, and gebyok. It creates a harmony between the past and the modern days. The lounge is located right on the west side of the house, on the third floor. The tectonics on the building's facade is able to create the fourth dimension, where the sunlight gets into the room as well as becoming a time marker. This is possible because Nusantara gets a long time of sun exposure. This is the video when we capture around 4 a.m. until 5 p.m. 4 p.m. please, the video. This is happen every day in the third floor, around 4 p.m. until 5 p.m. Master bedroom is on the third floor, consistent with the brick tectonics and other materials in Nusantara ambience. The backdrop made from the 6 tectonics made wood furniture and Nusantara batiks as a bedding. This is the bathrooms using the handmade tile with batik pattern. The evolution space shows how we handle the rainwater problem to get into the building. We create 120 centimeters from space from the facade full of river stones. It creates a space to accommodate the rainwater while we can enjoy it like we are on the right in the side of the river. Musola or praying room is sacred and holy place. This room's concept is remind people of origin of human created by Allah. Human is created from soil, so do the brick. So the musola is surrounded by bricks in the floor, wall, and ceiling. When we kneel, we look soil. When we sit tahiyat, we look soil. And we pray, we look soil. It increases the reminder about our origin. This is the application result. It reminds us back to the source of life. Our main life purpose is to serve God. The floor, wall, and ceiling in this room are made of bricks as representation of our origin. This is the backdrop was made out of residual bricks. So none of it went waste. From this building process, there are 10% of brick waste, and that 10% was arranged into the tectonic, and the results became the main point view of this communal space. So this is garage, but in other time become a communal space. After finishing Omah Boto project, I try to evaluate and contemplate myself. And this is my self-reflection. I realized that red bricks has issue to become the part of destroying our earth in its making process, because it can damage of soil surface and causes carbon footprint. But from the deepest of my heart, I'm trying to preserve the type of brick that has been exist since 14th century. Because if we don't preserve it, the local brick producer will disappear. On the other side, I began to explore and research and try to create sustainable brick, earth-friendly type, the handmade bricks in modern context. You can call it non-fuel brick, using the laterite soil. So if we use this type of soil, laterite soil is type of infertile soil. So it means if we use the laterite soil, we don't damage the surface soil. Laterite soil of the grid soil in our land, abundant material at our place. Now, we don't just make bricks from laterite soil. We have collaborated with brick company and my professor and colleagues to do some research and make pressed brick that use waste material on it, such as perlite from air conditioner waste part, fly ash and bottom ash, even crushed plastic and animal. This is, we call Lego brick, the interlocking system brick. Why we use interlocking system? It was about the interlocking system that we found it the stone temples in Indonesia, like Borobudur and Prambanan, how they use interlocking system to join the materials even without any adhesive. And now we can apply it to our new project, Al-Fatah Mosque in Sidoarjo, East Java, and we still use the ingenuity of craftsmanship. This is the result. The craftsmen read the code drawing from architect and learn a new thing, new material, new technique. In this mosque building process, we always try to share and learn together with the young architects and the students. He is a Golfa, an architect student from Mali, Africa, who learned the brick here, and now he tried to make his own brick using local materials in Mali. Not only pressed brick, but also fan block. We use the fan block which is made of the recycled materials without using kiln system, just the press technique. How interesting it is? These fan block producers always collect waste materials around the roof or ceramic industry and milling it to be the basic materials, and he can save the environment. So we support them by creating a new module, new pattern to be used on our works. This is the application of fan block for the main wall mosque without column or joint structure. I discussed with the craftsmen on site and they can make it. They have manually done it. This is our, please playing the video. We're trying to share to the students and young architects. So we held the workshop every 3 months. Make brick, give learn, and the tutor is our craftsman. Besides the red brick and Lego brick, we have explored tectonic with other materials in our project. We use the material based on the abundant material resource in every project. We applied tectonics on pebble block, hollowed concrete, brick, woods, bamboo, and others. It can bring me up the uniqueness in every project. We work hard to make tectonics as a building's character and optimize the quality of local materials, even to increase the value of the craftsmanship. And that's our brick narratives. Thank you.